See you, chump.
Bruh.
Alright guys, it's about time. We finally got some new reveals for Marvel Spider-Man 2. In case you have been living under a rock for the past 24 hours, the PlayStation Showcase was yesterday, and at the very end, they revealed a new gameplay action set piece for Marvel Spider-Man 2. And boy oh boy, so much was revealed. And I gotta say, everything looks pretty good, except for a couple things, which I definitely will get into. But yeah, this is so exciting. We finally have some new stuff for the game. We don't have a specific release date yet still. The ending did say fall 2023, but yeah, let's get right into this. Before we get into today's video, do you enjoy watching Spider-Man content on YouTube? If so, you found the perfect channel to join. For an affordable price of only $2 a month, you can get exclusive access to priority reply to comments, these cool custom badges I made myself, as well as some Spider-Man emojis.
But wait, there's more!
And lastly, you can get early access to content. If any of that sounds interesting, what are you waiting for? Join today. Thank you for your time. Back to your regularly scheduled content. One thing before we fully jump into everything, I will be covering everything Marvel Spider-Man 2, so make sure to subscribe to stay up to date, because now that this gameplay has been dropped, there's definitely going to be more coming in the following months up until the release. And if you did not know or are new around here, I have been covering this game from every leak, rumor, confirmation, plot leaks, you name it, I've covered it since the announcement of this game. It's all in my Marvel Spider-Man 2 playlist, but with that, let's get into this video. Before we get into the full gameplay breakdown, I almost forgot there was the introducing Kraven the Hunter trailer, and there's not really much going on in it besides revealing his design and as well who he is looking to hunt. So let's go over that first. This is Kraven the Hunter's design. I like it, it's cool. I talk a little bit more about it later in the video, but then we get to this part where one of his henchmen suggests a new hunting ground, and it shows Black Cat, which by the way, it looks like she has a new suit, but not entirely sure. We also see Prowler, but he's in jail last we know from Miles Morales events. Then we actually get to see the Wraith, which is actually kind of insane, and the design looks pretty good from what I can see. I think it looks cool, and you know, this confirms Wraith is in the game. We also see Tombstone, so he's likely returning in Marvel Spider-Man 2 as well, which I think is really cool, interesting. I like the boss battle that we had in the original Marvel Spider-Man game with him. Hopefully, you know, he returns and we see him in this game, and you know, we get a cool little storyline with him. Of course, you know, we see both Spider-Man, but then we also as well see Lizard in where I think is Queens. We then see Taskmaster in Brooklyn. Oh wait, my bad. Lizard is not in Queens. Lizard is in Brooklyn, I think, because it says Shocker is in Queens up there. Then Kingpin is in the raft still as well. But yeah, these are all the characters that are seemingly returning and or confirmed to appear in Marvel Spider-Man 2. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's get into the rest of the breakdown for the gameplay reveal. So we're gonna start off in Queens, and this actually already confirms that we will be able to play in Queens, which is pretty cool and exciting. We didn't see Brooklyn, but we can probably assume that we'll be able to play in Brooklyn as well. We get Kraven's army, I believe. They are maybe at Dr. Connor's house, I assume, looking for the Lizard because Kraven wants to hunt down the Lizard. Or maybe Peter's house, but I think it's Dr. Connor's place. I think that would make the most sense. Then Peter bursts out with his advanced suit as he transforms into his new symbiote costume. This is what it looks like, and boy oh boy, I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. Honestly, like honest to God, great costume, seriously. The only real problem I have with this costume right now is it looks so like armory, which I don't like. It looks like padded armor. There's too many lines. Like, why not just smooth it over more? Get rid of some of these lines. I feel like it ruins the costume. Other than that, it honestly looks so good. And the way it morphs too, like that looks great. We then get some actual gameplay of the symbiote suit, and here is the HUD. I personally don't like the way the HUD looks, and I think a lot of people seem to agree with me. I think it's the colors, or like, I don't know what it is, to be honest. I like the original HUD they had in the first couple of games, but I do understand that they're trying to implement these new combat moves. As you can see down here in the HUD, they have like R1 and L1 wheel, and I'm assuming, like, you know, you press R1 or L1 and press the corresponding button, like square for the left attack, circle for the right attack, etc., while again holding R or L1. We do actually see some of these moves too, I guess. With the symbiote, you can use tendrils in combat, which is pretty sick. I like it. I thought it was going to be like just literally 4 tendrils, but it's not just like 4 tendrils. It's like how many ever tendrils for whatever attack or like animation, which I think is pretty cool. So we get a look at one of the first like L1 combat moves, what I don't know what the fuck to call it, but he goes for the L1 square and slams this guy into the wall. That's pretty cool. The webs are black now too, as you can see when Peter zips to an enemy. Then he uses the L1 triangle move, which I guess he does this like zip cannonball thing. That looked pretty insane, and you can just see how much more brutal Spider-Man is with the symbiote. Especially his dialogue is a lot more aggressive and upset and like just darker toned. Then we see this like robot thing attack Spider-Man. This is interesting. I wonder how Kraven got this technology. I'm assuming Osborn, but who knows as of right now. We still do have the takedown moves, and they are looking brutal on Peter's side at least. Also, what is this? It looks like he uses the symbiote as a shield, sort of. That's interesting, rather than like dodging. This reminds me of like the Web of Shadows block animation, where like the block was like a symbiote shield, sort of. He then goes for the Web of Shadows kick. I don't know what that kick move is called, but tell me not, that kick looks exactly like the Web of Shadows web strike kick. We then have the super interesting, fun looking mechanic where you can web an enemy and literally just like fling him around, knock him around some. Then he goes for the 9 kick combo. Holy fuck, this is definitely my favorite move, not gonna lie. Then this is definitely Web of Shadows inspired, but he takes his tendrils and just picks them all up and slams them all down like nothing. That was insane. Pete then finds out Lizard is across the river and Pete won't make it, so we are able to switch to Miles, and this makes me pretty happy because what we're about to witness, because I talked about this mechanic in my original wishlist video for the game, but they also have a sort of like GTA 5 switch character thing going on where it says like press whatever to switch to Miles. But here we go, we get into some Miles gameplay of where he's swinging to the next mission, and they started off with boom, a super slingshot. So fucking sick. Look at that momentum, that airtime. I hope we can do this like almost anywhere and it isn't just set points, because that would sort of suck, but you know, it is what it is. But Pete tells Miles to go to the fish market because that's where the lizard is at. The lizard is feeding, he's hungry and growing. But they show off another new mechanic they added, which is actually web gliding, which is pretty cool, I won't lie. And they even have like a fast travel system. It looks like if you hit these circles you keep going. Guys, let's be real, Tom Holland Spider-Man is the blueprint. What Spider-Man has been web gliding since Peter first tried it in the comics? None. Then we get Miles updating Genki, and it's revealed that Genki, I guess, hacked one of, I think, Kraven's drones, and he uses it to go off with Miles if Miles needs someone to watch his back. I think that's pretty cool and interesting, and makes Genki more involved with Miles being Spider-Man, and almost as if he's out there without actually being out there with him. We then get a little bit of gameplay of like stealth, and we get a peek at this new mechanic where you can actually shoot a web line that you are then allowed to walk on, which is actually so sick. I love that a lot. I do wonder if these web lines can break over time, or if it stays forever until like you leave the area type of situation and it would just like automatically despawn or whatever. I think that would be fine if it dissolved after a certain period of time. We then get the first bit of stealth. We get a cool little dual takedown. We get a peek at a new gadget Miles made. I'm assuming like where you place it on the ground, and it's sort of like the gravity gadget from Miles' game, but it uses webs instead, and I guess it has sensors, which is pretty neat. After that, we get some gameplay of Miles' new bioelectricity. I'm not entirely sure what the difference is. I guess it's more powerful now. Oh wait, I just noticed. So it looks like he can channel the energy and like shoot it out of himself. That's actually pretty sick. And it has like a proximity effect as well. I didn't notice that like the first time I walked it around. But we skip ahead a little bit and we meet up with Genki's robot or drone, whatever, that he's controlling. They think that they're about to catch the lizard off guard, but instead it's a jump scare, which I thought was funny. That's cool. I like a little horror aspect as long as they don't lean too heavy into it. But they find Lizard's old skin that he just shed out of, which means he's growing and getting bigger and stronger by the day or by the minute, whatever. And then this is the part I find super interesting. Peter busts in, and this reminds me of Web of Shadows opening when symbiote Black Cat was like walking through the fire. But Miles says, whoa, new threads, which implies Peter just got the symbiote. The last time Miles seen Peter, he was just in his regular advanced suit 2.0. And notice how Peter doesn't really acknowledge the symbiote or like the new suit to Miles. He just gets straight to the problem that they're facing. He doesn't want to talk about the symbiote.
Whoa. Hey, man. New threads?
The building's swarming with hunters. Any sign of Connors?
Lizard then, I think, tries to sneak attack but misses and is attempting to escape, and we get this really cool boat chase scene, which kind of sucks only because we can't really get a full good HD look at Lizard. We sort of do eventually, but we don't get like a really good look at Lizard the same way we do Kraven the Hunter. As we begin this chase, we get some story details. Peter says to Miles,
"Can't lose Connors. Harry's dying, and he's the only one who can help."
so that's interesting, keep that in mind. We then get this like, you know, cool action set piece of like, you know, Miles trying to like take down these boats of Kraven's men. We get a good look at Kraven the Hunter. I love his design, it's pretty faithful to the comics. I do feel his face looks a little weird, but maybe that's just me, I don't know, let me know down in the comments. After that, we go from Miles to Peter because the gunship that Pete is chasing down hit a civilian tour boat, so while Miles does that, Pete is going for the gunship, and he says,
"I warned you about going after Connors. Now this is on you."
I like how he just got the symbiote and he's already super aggressive. Like, they aren't even like writing him as like he's like leaning into it, like he's just jumped straight into being like aggressive, which I think is an interesting choice, like story wise. You might notice some of the animations for Peter are still the same, but I mean, I don't know, the game won't be out for a while, or I guess not a while, what, like 4-5ish more months to go, so they do have time to change that, but who knows if, you know, this will be the final game. It's still in development. The gunship throws some poison clouds out as you maneuver around them. Then we actually get to see Peter use web wings, which is pretty cool too, and this part is super sick. He goes through the whole entire train midair. This reminds me of that like Spider-Man 2 scene, both of them, where Spider-Man quickly goes through the truck and as well he goes through like the bridge above the train with the civilians or whatever, if you know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty cool, love to see that. And you can dodge while gliding, that's cool too, I like that. You don't have to like stop gliding to like dodge. Peter is about to hit the ship full force with a symbiote punch until it fires, I think, missiles at him, and fire does affect the symbiote, and so like the explosion kind of affected Pete, so Miles has to save Pete from getting caught in some nets that the Kraven men are firing. As they fall into the water, which is not good because Lizard is in there, and he's gunning for Miles until Miles goes invisible, which was a close call. Then we get this crazy cool scene of Miles skiing on water. This reminds me of that one Spectacular Spider-Man episode, if you know, you know. But we get a decent look at Lizard. Here is his design, pretty cool. It's definitely different. I do like it. It's not bad by any means, it's just really different, but I like it. It's kind of giving me Killer Croc vibes. Finally, we get this cool team up move between Pete and Miles called the alley-oop, which I find funny and cool, where Miles essentially charges something with his venom power and Pete grabs it with his webs and just flings it at whatever. And notice Pete almost continued to go after the Lizard until part of the destroyed gunship was about to hit some civilians, so he saved them, and bro just throws the civilian like, yeah, get out of here. While Miles just turns around like, damn bro, you could have handled my guy a bit better. Then we get Symbiote Pete just being an absolute menace. I'll just play the clip.
He got away from us.
Also, really quick sidebar, I wonder if when Peter said this,
he got away from us,
if he was referring like to us as in him and the symbiote, or him / the symbiote and Miles.
It's good, Pete. I saved the tracker. Let's go, man, before he gets too far.
No. He's mine.
You sure? He's got big teeth.
So do I.
He's not normally like that, right?
No. He's never like that.
You are damn right, Miles and Genki. Woo, we are in for a hell of a ride on this game. But also, notice how the eyes moved when Peter said, so do I. It's very subtle, but you can see the eyes kind of move shape a little. Overall, I think this gameplay reveal was a massive W. My only problems I have are, one, the symbiote suit looking like it's padded with armor. I really don't like that. But someone did comment on my reaction video to the gameplay reveal, which I uploaded yesterday if you want to go check that out. Someone commented saying the symbiote is overlapping with the advanced suit. When it's transforming, it's trying to adapt to the bumps in the overlay / layout of Peter's advanced suit. And also, Peter did just get the symbiote with the context of Miles saying new threads earlier. So with that, hopefully that is the case. I hope that like maybe this is what the symbiote suit first looks like on Peter. Then it turned into a more classic symbiote suit, then like a proper advanced symbiote suit, then like a more monstrous symbiote look before Pete takes it off. I think that would be a really good idea. I really just hope that this isn't the final and like only symbiote Spider-Man design for Marvel Spider-Man 2. The second issue I have is the UI. I don't know. I think they just got to clean it up better. Maybe like space it out. I think like the main problems with the UI are the two bottom parts and like the color of the UI. Like if they put this more to the left and change the colors of the UI, it would look so much better. Other than that, this reveal was so good and I'm glad we finally got something for this game, guys. Everything honestly looks so amazing, so cool. Like the game looks so different compared to the first two games. It's kind of insane. Like Insomniac has been in the kitchen whipping, working, and cooking, man. So what do you think of the new gameplay reveal for Marvel Spider-Man 2? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or you don't know how to feel about it? Did it live up to your expectations? Make sure you comment your opinion down below so I can discuss all that with you in the comments section. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you are new to the channel, I cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for the movies, TV shows, and the games. Like this video and I try to upload as much as I can. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We're almost there. Also, new outro screen. Are you guys fucking with it? Let me know in the comments. If you want more of this type of content, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. I hope you ever had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.